are live once again.
Woohoo!
And I'm not alone. I am with James. We are back again. Yeah, still trying to nail down the intro. So hold up. I have one more light to turn on. So I'm going to do that now. I tried to beat the clock, but I did not. Watch out, guys. There we go. It's so subtle. It's just my little backlight there. All right. I'm assuming we are live here.
Yeah,
Says
looks
we're
like
live. Man, it's like I never really know. I don't know. And yeah. So we are back again to talk about the. Oh look, Caitlin's over here. We're gonna talk about the. There's a little comment push here. So actually, while we're on the beginning of this, and we have two people in here. I'm gonna see if I can fix this little comment bar. You know, there's all that extra space there. I'm trying to figure out how to do dynamic text box shrink.
Oh wow.
No. I'm not gonna do that. Well, I don't know where to mess with this at during like when we're not live because I can't see the comments in there. So there is, maybe I'll center it. Does that work? What does that do?
Just moves it over.
Nope. All right, I'm gonna put that back. So anyways, we are back to talk about the maybe my font changed too. The FX2. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to multitask fix this and I don't know what happened. Where's our font? Now I'm really frustrated here. Hold up, sorry. Okay, there's that. English for sure. Was it BR Hendrix? We got light. We got medium. We're gonna go semi-bold. Now let's go bold. Save. I don't know how to like keen, line height, automatic width. Let's try that. There we go.
There we go. Nice.
Got it. I figured it out. All right. Yeah. Quality content here.
Still working out the kinks. It's all good.
Yeah, we're learning this. You probably can hear my eloquent slider back there from my little intro screen there. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like we're not ready, but you can hear me. I can hear you. Are we missing something? I think my buddy Schlandon might be. If he's on here and you see this, Schlandon, just text me and I'll send you the link here and you can hop in with us. He was real excited about this FX2. So this FX2 finally announced. We got this actual specs. There's a few things that were right and a few things that were wrong or false about the rumors here. And did you get a chance to look at them, James?
Yeah, I did. I think the only bummer thing about it is, we talked about earlier, it's not 32-bit float, but honestly, I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. Like, I didn't get my hopes up for that.
Yeah, well, if it had the 32-bit float, that would really change a lot here. Let me see. Do I have my... No, I don't have this on my little stream.
It makes me wonder how difficult it would be to do that within a camera body that small.
I need to get Caitlin's comment off. Go away. What's up, Caitlin? Oh my gosh, I have to go back to the other scene here, then go back. Then I can go to our scene here. All right. Are we seeing my screen? Wait. Click wrong one.
There we
go. All right. Yeah, so the FX2 here. First things first here is look at the price. We got $2,699. It means nothing yet till we know exactly what the specs are, right? So trying to get myself centered here. So it is full frame. So pretty much, I guess the quickest way to sum up what this camera is, it's literally the A7 IV inside of like an FX30, FX3 body style with AI autofocus enhancements and an EVF. I think it's really it, right? Am I missing anything? It's like
pretty much.
Two the main talking points there about this camera is that it when I seen this and I actually got really excited. What got me excited was the price, but
Mhm.
I kept having the question about this camera was what makes this like why would you get an FX3 over this at $400
Mhm.
difference? And I found the difference. I know what it is. Do you know?
No, I don't think I do.
It took me a while like research and I was like it was so like obvious. It's like, oh, it can't do 4K 120 and it can do 4K 60 with a crop. So it's the
Okay.
A7 IV, literally the A7 IV specs when it comes to that. So you can't it's got 4K not 4K 120, we got 1080 120, but that's it. Which is I
Now with
mean,
you
see
with
for
you
me I
having
wouldn't.
2 FX, 6s, do you think that you would? Because did you say before you were thinking about an FX3?
I wanted an FX3 or like an
Uh-huh.
FX30 because I wanted like a smaller B cam that would match.
Yeah.
Um Things worked out differently where I ended up with a red and
Yeah.
a second FX6 because it's having two matching cameras. I noticed clients were asking for two camera setups. When I'm shooting for myself or my own client work, I can take an FX6 and like an FX30 or FX3 and I can match, they're not worried about matching them.
Mhm.
But some people were asking for like they want two FX6s on set. So I was like, okay, so maybe I'll invest in a second FX6 instead of like an FX30 or something. I have an A7 IV. So I do have an
Yeah.
A7 IV, but yeah, I was originally wanting to sell that for like an FX30, but ideally like something like this does really get my attention for that content creator. It's more of like that CB cam for me.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think we're gonna sell the A7 IV because I think that's something we're gonna keep around for the photos. Caitlin ended up using it for photos quite a bit recently, so it's probably gonna stick around for that. This still does photos,
I was gonna say,
so I don't
doesn't
know.
it's a little bit better about photos than it is than the FX3, right?
It's yeah, yeah. So
That's
the
what I heard,
FX3 is
yeah.
12 megapixels. This is 33. So you
Mhm.
got that going. And something I was kind of confused about, they showed in the video here. I wonder if I can play it. We'll play it here while it's I don't need the sound coming through, but jeez, it blew my eardrums out. Could you hear it? Did that
Just a
come
little
through
bit.
here? Jeez, blew my ears out. So let me see. I'll just play it here like that. They show it having like log photo, like
Mhm. Yes, that I did hear that, yeah.
I didn't
To
fully
where your
like
photos.
grasp why that mattered, and maybe
Right.
I'm just completely missing something. But I thought you could just like in the A7. We definitely done this by mistake. If Caitlin, if you're watching still, like we've done this where we've left it in a log profile and accidentally took photos and log. Like I'm pretty sure that's happened. So I don't understand what that is. And like the 7K
Oh, okay.
sensor, down res, like that is something that is already in. That's already in the A7. It's just the A7 IV. So like
Mhm.
when I heard that and I seen this, like, oh, it just makes sense to me. It's like it is just an A7 IV. But I would
What's
much
the
rather
price
have
point
this.
for the A7 IV?
I think it's still around 2,500, I believe.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, I believe it's around 2,500. So like it's close to this, but with this, you get that EVF.
That's true, right?
That EVF, which by the way, if we're watching this, watch this scene. I thought this was weird. She grabs the bottle and goes, "Oh, I've had a long day." Just like slides
Yeah.
down awkwardly in front of the
Oh my
dishwasher.
goodness.
I just thought that was kind of weird. It's like it looks so like a forced mopiness. But totally missing the point here. Auto ISO. I was trying to see what this was about. Flexible ISO mode, adjust exposure by ISO sensitivity to suit your scene. So that looked pretty smooth, honestly. I've never
Yeah.
messed with flexible ISO. It's in my FX6 too, and I don't know about my A7 IV. Are those monitor preview LUTs? It's the cruise cinematic looks in camera.
There must have been a lot of people wanting that, or like, maybe that EVF. That EVF reminds me of like the Sony Handycam.
Yeah, I like the look of it. There's some like I like the aesthetic of it. Like it
Mhm.
looks like a mashup of a. Oh gosh, I had just seen this funny meme. I was meant to put it in here so I can show it on stream. It's somebody posted in one of the groups. It's a scene from Family Guy. I don't know if anybody watches Family Guy out there watching this, but there's a scene. It's funny. It's Noah's Ark. It's a Noah's Ark scene, and Noah's talking to an elephant and a penguin. He goes, "What the heck is this?" And he's pointing to it. It's a penguin with an elephant head. Well, somebody, as if they made it on the ship, somebody took that, and they had the FX30 as the elephant, and then the A74 as the penguin or whatever, and it showed the FX30. It's like, what the it's like, what the heck is this? Like, it's a mashup of the FX30 and the 874. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think the EVF looks cool right there. Like, it looks pretty
Yeah.
cool to me. Okay, so another thing that I thought was surprising was it with the XLR handle is
Mhm.
still cheaper than an FX3.
Yeah, by like
So
what? That's
I don't know by how
is it almost by
much.
1,000? 'Cause the
Yeah, I think
FX3 is
that
like 3,500, so
the FX3 is 3890 something. It's like 3900. So
oh, okay, so
close
it
enough to
is, yeah,
4000. That's
by
body
over
only.
1,000 probably.
So yeah, you're talking like close to 5
Wow.
grand with that. So this is like, what was it? I'll bring it back up. It's like 30. I mean, it's 26.99 with body only. I don't know where I've seen it. I know I've seen the bundle somewhere. Um, I don't remember.
Say I
Oh, wait,
think oh, that's not a bundle.
my bad. There it is. So it's 3,000. So like $3,100
Yeah.
right here, and you get 2 XLRs in and a full frame bot. Like, that's really awesome. Like, this setup. So
Mhm.
my only issue with the A74, we were talking to somebody on the stream last time, was the fact that it overheated on me a lot.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was in warm conditions when I was doing it, but it still overheated on me. So that was something to work out for. This has a fan, so I would assume it's not a problem at all, like the FX30 or FX3, which I don't think I've ever seen an FX3 in person. The fan is like, in this one, there's a vent behind the screen, which I thought was interesting.
You know, and I'm so glad Sony got away from those screens that only tilt, like, tilt out. I'm so glad
Yeah,
they have the flippy screen.
like the 6000s. Yeah.
Ye
And then I
yeah.
don't, and if you can see here, there's the 3.5 mic and headphone here. I thought that was
Mhm.
interesting. Um,
I I wonder how sales will do for the FX3s now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
I'm curious, and I wonder if they are going to do um I wonder if they're winding up for FX3 Mark II,
That could be,
or
yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious if this is going to cannibalize. I think it will cannibalize some of those people who are about to buy an FX3. I think are probably going to look at this.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a slow motion. I think is probably that's huge. A rolling shutter is something to consider with this. Rolling shutter is not good on this or the SM4. That is something to consider. I've also heard, I don't have a lot of experience with EVFs, that this is not one of the sharpest EVFs,
Mm,
but I don't know. I mean, I think the EVF is cool, but I don't know if I want it on the camera. I'd like to be able to have it off and make it modular.
right.
We got a comment here. This is my brother Ryan. He said,
Oh, hey.
I think you need to give other streamers lessons on how to have a good mic quality in your streams. Your mic quality sounds like a podcast. Awesome, good. I hope it does. It's been kind of a pain as a janky setup here, and as you say that, my air is kicking on, so I don't know if you can hear that or not. But yeah, thank you. He also does a lot of gaming content here, and he's got his own little setup. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know why. I'm trying to think if I was that person. Like, I guess you really just need slow motion. I want that 4K 120
Yeah.
to, like, I don't know why else you would really pick the FX3 over this. I don't know how the rolling shutter compares from the FX3 to this. That I don't know.
I feel like this camera kinda just I don't know if this makes sense, but just kinda exists in a way where it's, like, nothing groundbreaking on it. It's just kinda, "Okay, that's another option," you know?
Yeah. So like I was real excited at first when I watched the video. It's probably just a really good marketing hype. I was like, oh, look, look, do you see her shooting this
Uh-huh.
4K? How
Oh,
comfortable is
yeah.
that gonna be? Like,
That's
how
what
long
I
are you to
yeah.
sit there like that? It's probably
Right.
cool to frame your shot up. But yeah, 4K 60. Wait, hold up. Am I wrong? 4K 60, it's cropped when it's in 60. I'm pretty sure it's cropped when
Right.
it's in.
I have it pulled up over here too.
I swear I read that.
Um,
It does do. It does have raw out on it, which I can't do in my Sim 4, so that's something. I don't know. I don't
I
see
think it
anywhere
is
on.
cropped. I thought there was because
Pretty sure it was crop. What sucks, I
I
had
watched
handwritten a bunch
Petapixel's
of
video
notes.
earlier.
Yeah, I was seeing
Mhm.
they weren't so hot on it. They were
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I was which I mean, I guess, after I watched their video, I was like, "Okay, I guess it's nothing insane," but,
no.
um
It's I think where it's really cool is when you think about people who are just getting into this. Like,
Mhm,
say you're just now stepping out of you're gonna step up to a more professional camera, and now you're looking at the lines. This is now an exciting option for those people. I don't. The EVF though is cool, but I wonder how much of a gimmick it is. This here, I'm
mhm.
like, there was I think it was Mark Bone shot something. I was watching Mark Bone on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen his stuff on there. He posted a pretty mean rig of this camera set up, and it looked pretty cool.
Wow,
I don't know what
okay.
they were shooting on there, 422 10-bit, and then like the rumor was it was possible 6K sensor, and no 32-bit float. So if it had one of those two things, that would be kind of crazy on there.
Mhm.
We got Seth Miranda, aka Last Witness. What did you last witness? What did you last witness? He says, side eye. Um,
Mm.
are these comments too small? Can you
I
can
don't
you
think
see
so.
that? Okay.
Mm.
I mean, I'm previewing on a smaller monitor, so it's kind of hard to tell. I need to bring like another screen up to like see the actual stream somewhere on that. So we are going to Facebook too today, so I am curious if there's
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
on Facebook right now. Leave a comment. Let me know you're here. Say hi. Say hello, or don't say bye. At least, um, yeah. So I know Shalane said he wanted to stop by in here, but I don't know if he's gonna be on. I meant to text him. So sorry, Shalane, if you're seeing this. I told him when I was going live. You still can join if you happen to be on here. Because so a guy I work with was, um, really stoked about this, and he was super excited. He is an FX30 shooter, and I was excited to get his opinion on this. If he's watching, he could jump in the comments too. But he was on one about this camera today. It was funny. He was stoked. Um,
Was he
but yeah,
mad that he already got the FX30 and he's like, "Oh, man, I coulda waited?"
no, he
No?
definitely
Okay.
got he said his FX30 for a while, and he's been using
Oh,
the
for real,
crap out of
okay.
it. So he thought this would be he's been wanting to upgrade like an FX3, possibly even an FX6. And I don't want to speak too
Okay.
much for him because I know he'll talk about it. But this was a good like for him. This is an awesome option. He doesn't care about the slow mo. He just wanted a full frame,
Oh, sure.
which would be not a B cam. This would make his FX30 a B cam, and this would be his A cam. So he was excited about that. Yeah, I forgot these in-body stabilization. Nothing game breaking, or
No, yeah, mm-mm.
it's just a solid camera, I guess, all the way through. But it's not. Somebody brought up too at this price. I didn't even think about this. Like, what are some competitors to this? That's out there. And I
Hmm.
meant to make the list before we went live, but I didn't. And someone brought up the someone brought up it was the Panasonic. Was it the
Oh, the
Panasonic
S1 2, Mark
S1
II?
Mark II? What was the price on? I don't remember. Someone said like that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, so
remember
like
either.
that alone is the price of the Sony with the XLR
With the
and the
bundle,
whole thing.
yeah.
Um, what is the specs on this? I don't know. I heard people talking about. I think because this just came out. That's probably why, because
Mm,
it's relevant. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know like if that makes sense because this is what do you call that mount? Is it L mount? What do they call that? Is it L?
Shoot, I don't remember.
I think it is. I think it's called L mount. You see this specifications drop down. See full specific. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I'm here.
Hmm.
Lens L mount. Yeah, so it's L mount,
Uh-huh, okay.
full frame, 24 megapixels. It's not a 33. Um, I think I don't know the dynamic range. But
Honestly, I think I know we've talked about before, but it's like I feel like we've reached a point where it's just kinda like, I don't know, like the iPhones, for instance. Everybody always says they're like, "Oh, the 14 or the 15 is not really different from the 16." It's like, well, we've reached a point to where it's like, okay, everything is gonna be incremental, like, once you
yes,
look at something 10 years apart, that's gonna be where you can tell it, you know?
definitely for sure. That's definitely what's happening here with this. Like, it's not, um, like it's nothing game changing, but it's a fun option now for people. It's I mean it's an A7 IV with more. To me, it's like
Yeah.
the A7 IV Mark II is what this is.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so the Panasonic that does 6K and open gate, so like that is something big. This does not do open
Mhm.
gate. This is a 7K downsampled sensor, which means it's the sensor itself is able to capture 7K, but it's not being record. Oh, there it is, right there. It's recording 4K, but it's
Yeah.
downsampled. So what you get from that is a really sharp image.
Mhm.
And I did a test on my channel here. If you look at my, I did the best B cam to FX6 was because I bought the cheapest B cam for me at the time was an A7 IV to my FX6, and I did side by side tests. And during those tests, that's when I really seen the sharpness difference. And the A7 IV is significantly, not significantly, but it's noticeably sharper than the FX6. So that was something I noticed. Oh, Shalandon's here. Shalandon, I'm sending you a link now.
Did he pop in the comment?
Yes. Shalandon. Hold up. I'm trying to.
I guess
Come on.
maybe my
What's
comments
going
are
on here? Oh, well. Well, let me go back to this screen here.
hmm.
I'll bring my emails up live for everybody. Um, it's not letting me move this here. Shalandon, I'm going to email you. Or actually, Shalandon, text me an email. I don't think I have your. Oh, I do. It's just I'm on the wrong email. I think I do. But go ahead and text me your email address. I'll get you in here. Da 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 da. I wonder if you heard me. Shalane, I wonder if you caught me. There we go. I got your email here. I'm sending you a link, and with the magic of the internet, he will be summoned here in the live. Bum, bum, bum. Email coming your way, Shalane. Now, all right, he should be here any moment.
He's probably
And
only
then
a
when
few
you get,
steps away from me.
oh yeah, I forgot you guys are in the same area, like your same complex there. He
Hmm.
says, cool. All right. We have Shutter Vandal. I like that name. Really just feel like Sony is just trying to use the FX lines to market share to sell off its leftover A7 IV sensors, and they just had enough AI features to make it sound appealing. I don't disagree.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because I'm curious like where the A7 IV sales were going lately, because I don't it was a popular camera that came out, and it's a really good camera, but like I think people are buying FX30s more than anything else. Um, yeah, I think you're onto something there. That makes a lot of sense to me. And the AI features, I don't know how cool that actually is. I've never used it. I've heard like the autofocus is just solid through that. But yeah. So also, whenever Selena gets this link, this will be the first time we've done three people on. We're going three deep in the live, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I've never done it. I have a scene built for it. I've done all the prep I could for this, so we hope we can get you through, Shalanden. Uh, but yeah. In the meantime, oh, there's the AI stuff there. We just trying to bring us up. They were showing oh, it's a focus breathing compensation. It's like that. None of this is really new at
Mhm.
all. Active mode. Okay, those active stabilization shots always look way smoother than when I use it like that.
Oh, of
Like
course, yeah.
it's really smooth. I do think this camera looks pretty cool though. Like I think it just looks pretty neat.
Is that camera I think the FX2 is
Here's
it's a
something.
thicker body than the FX3, I think.
It looks like it. It does. All
Yeah.
right. We're trying.
Hmm.
Here we go. Hold up. He's in the green room. And to right.
Okay.
All
What's going
right.
on,
You're here,
fellas?
and so is a third box. So I don't know how to get rid of that. Go away. How do I delete it?
Okay. We got a ghost player.
There we go. Here we are. Here we are.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Shalandon. We are live. Shalandon
Welcome.
said this Shalandon hates Sony. He doesn't like Sony cameras at all.
Now listen to this. Don't believe a word that he's saying, right? I'm sorry. Sorry I'm on my phone right now. I definitely wanted to pull my computer up, but I was
Oh, you're
gaming
fine.
for a second. But it's cool. It's cool. Um, you want me to do my rant?
Go ahead. What do you think of the FX2 first of all? You're an FX30
Okay.
shooter. You're excited about this camera.
Yeah. First of all, what's going on, everybody? The FX30, man, and it is so dope. But the FX2, man, looking at some of the specs that's on it, I'm like, bro, I gotta get it. I have to get it.
I gotta get it.
I, I have to get it. One of the things, obviously, we wanted to go to a full frame sensor, things like that. Coming from crop to full frame, I wanted to have both options. Being a podcaster and things like that, so I definitely want to have that full frame. But not only that, the XLR attachment. Obviously, you can get that same. Excuse me, my fault. Obviously, you can get the same thing from a 30, but I mean, I love the design. I love the way it looks. I love placement of everything. I'm just waiting to see the quality. Which
Yeah.
if it's the same sensor as a R4, man, come on, like what are we doing here?
Yeah, it should be
Sony's kicking tail, bro. At the value, at the price and the value, Sony's kicking tail.
yeah, it's the value's there. Especially
Yeah.
like it's and the quality it's literally this important. If anybody I mean, I imagine if you just look up any A74 footage, you're gonna see this, and it's not bad. It looks good. I love my
Mhm.
A74.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people, um, my buddy Rhett, yeah, he was on our first stream. He just bought one, and he's been really happy with it. It's an awesome camera. The A74 is hard to miss, and that's the thing is like taking that and putting it into this. It's not like exciting if you're already owning like an FX3, obviously, because like what does this
Yeah.
do? It's just an FX3 with the viewfinder on there. But yeah, I think it's really cool. The only thing is if it, to me, I don't know if you heard me saying it earlier, Shalana, but it's like a A7 4 Mark II, really, is what it is, because it
Yes.
solved. And I like that body design. And you've been loving your FX30.
Yeah, man. Love the projects. I love the fact that I'm able to zip in and zip out, like do it real quick, get to creativity real fast. That's the
Yeah,
main thing for me. If I can get to the
Mhm.
creative part real fast without a crazy setup, right? That's what I'm looking for. Hey, Caitlin, what's going on, my friend? What's
uh,
going on?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, when you had
Go
the
ahead. Go ahead, bro.
FX30, I was saying when you had the FX30, like I never seen one in person or used one. Just having the FX6, and I was like, man, I really like this FX30, and I was wanting one for a while, and especially seeing what you were shooting on yours, I was like, yeah, this definitely holds up, and I don't think an FX3
Yeah.
is necessary for me to have as like a B cam or like a B cam content creator camera, like outside of the FX6 and the FX30, especially when you put the Sure snipers and the
Oh
Nightwalkers.
my God. So James, have you checked it out? The Sure snipers with the FX series at
No, I
all?
haven't, uh-uh.
Li- Man, listen, it's like you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's bananas. And there was times where we would sneak and actually we're like, man, we're gonna do this promo. Let's just try it and see what it looks like. And see, look at the quality. And man, it holds up. You know,
Oh, it
it,
does.
it
Nice.
really it really holds up, bro. It really
I
holds up.
was
And so
like,
and yeah, and I'm what's scary to me is hearing about the FX2 coming out and the value
Mhm.
that it's going to bring, and you have an FX3 right there,
Yeah,
priced a little bit higher. It's almost like Sony's so good that they're trying to outdo themselves, and they're killing.
exactly.
I don't want to say they're killing their own brands, but they're killing their own models in certain ways.
Mhm.
Not
It
unless,
kind of
I told Austin earlier, I said, Austin, maybe they're going to do something else with the three. They're probably
Right,
going to
like Mark
do
2 or
some,
something. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then the regular FX3s are just going, not phase out, but man, I don't know what you do with that.
I don't
Right.
either. I don't know either. I'm curious what an FX3 Mark II will be. Like, what will that
Mhm.
have?
Yeah,
And maybe that is going to be the 6K 32-bit float that rumored
Yeah,
leaked out.
yeah.
That might be it. But also, Schlandon earlier, I don't know if you've seen this comment Shutter Vandal said, and I think he might be onto something here. He said, really just feels like Sony is just trying to use the FX lines to market share and sell off the leftover A74 sensors, and they added AI features to make it sound appealing. Now, I think wording it that way
that's
kind of
good.
downplays what it is, but I do think
Yeah,
maybe they had leftover A74 sensors and they weren't selling because the FX30 is so popular and people were buying
Yeah.
right.
FX30s. So I think just slamming that in that kind of body format and making the FX line, maybe that is what they're doing. And that EVF, I and you said you didn't really like the EVF, right, Slandon? You weren't.
No, well, the AI model. You remember the leak
Oh yeah,
that I
yeah,
saw, and I was like,
Oh,
R5
man,
yeah,
why did
probably.
that's
the leak
yeah.
had it like the leak had it like dead smack in the center where that shoe mount normally would be on a
Hmm.
30,
Mhm.
and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would anybody do that? Like,
Yeah,
and I was talking about the AI model where it is now. I get it, and I
yeah.
could see how you could use it or not use it, however you want to do it,
I
but to be dead smack in the middle is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird. I was saying I don't have a three-person scene here, so apologies, but I'm gonna switch this so you can see Schlandon. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
me and James. So you're still here. But I was laughing at this frame here because I was like, yeah, that's cool. I would like it for frame in a shot, but how uncomfortable would that be over time? Just sitting there with your
Who
face crammed in
who does that?
just your face just crammed in that for a while. I like the concept of that, but I don't know. I'm actually really curious how comfortable that'd be. If it works, I mean, I'd say our Black Magics that we shoot with a lot, Shalane, the 6Ks have it.
Yes.
There's a James has one too.
Yeah,
The
there's an
EVF
EVF you can buy for
attachment.
that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
make an EVF attachment for them, but I've never seen anybody use it
Yeah, that's
ever.
probably the route Sony I feel like should have went,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Like an optional add-on
Okay.
if you want it.
So I do have a question. What Canon series is actually rivaling the cinema line
Um,
Of
well, the
Sony?
cinema line.
of Sony? Yeah, of Sony, man. Like,
Not really. I mean, I feel like honestly, and that this I was gonna bring this up earlier. I feel like
yeah,
Canon could definitely take a page out of Sony's book as far as their cinema line goes. Because I mean, I think Canon's always been. I mean, Canon definitely has like better video than Nikon, but I feel like Nikon and Canon have always been photo first. Honestly, I
yeah, and,
mean,
and see, and that's undeniable. That's
mhm.
undeniable. It's for me. I don't want to go on this whole rant for Canon users, uh, but I can't
Shalane a
say
huge
it's like
Canon fan.
using cannons. It's almost like this, bro. And I was telling Austin this earlier. It's like a
Mhm.
rich guy that walks into the room and he acts like he still has money, but he's broke, and he doesn't realize it. He doesn't realize it,
I
but
love
everybody
that.
else is looking at him like, What are you doing?" Like, he's like, pick that up for me, and do that.
Pick
That
that up
doesn't
for
work
me.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Yeah.
think
That doesn't work here.
Canon is it I think they slipped up and they fell behind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The next
absolutely.
you have which one is it you have, James?
I have the R5, just the R5.
The
Yeah,
R5.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
because
I
I
got
I was
that
like,
because just for photos.
yeah, well that's
yeah.
me and Schlander were saying like most people who are Canon shooters that I
Mhm.
The
know
photographers,
are photographers
photographers.
first,
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
that makes sense. But like the video
Because
line,
really, I mean, I feel like you have to go up to like the oh, what's their Mark III, their Canon cinema camera, which even that I feel like
The
is not
C70 or
on.
C80, like
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
something
right,
like that.
right,
Yeah,
right. I'm with you,
and
Jay.
that's way
I
more expensive.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost like you know how people charge and they charge it and they expect people to pay it. That's old
Mhm.
now. People are like, we're
Right.
not paying that. We're going for value and we're going for bang for our buck, and we're
Mhm.
able to deliver product that's just as good or even better. And
Right.
you keep your models. You keep all of that. Like you're good. Matter of fact, you come to church, come down to the altar. You need prayer. Come on, Cannon. We'll take you down
come
here.
on,
We'll
Cannon,
Well,
pray for you.
you
I
need
think
prayer.
too, when Austin, when Austin mentioned about, like, Canon falling behind, I think they fell behind also not I mean, in the, like, autofocus. I mean, Sony's autofocus
Yeah,
is definitely better than Canon's now, so it's like, "Alright, y'all, come on, let's think something through." Not they Canon just released those the Power Shot and the
yeah.
R50, whatever it was. So, but I'm like, that's still not that's just for, I guess, consumers, like, but
Yeah,
But
I
I think they're not listening to their consumers though. They're not listening to they I think they stopped listening to a point to where it's like we have a good enough product. Listen, you buy it
Mhm.
because of our name, right? One
Yeah.
thing that I respect out of Apple, and I'll be an Android person first. I like Samsung Ultras, those type of
Okay,
phones
sure.
first. But this is what I respect out of Apple. Apple listens. Apple
Yeah,
says,
mhm.
for sure.
okay, and they watch what the competition does and they say, oh, you
Yeah,
added that, we'll go add the same thing. You can just say, hey, you took from us, but we're still competing.
right,
We're
and it
still
might be just
competing
a
now.
tad better too, just a little
Yeah.
bit, they'll do
Yeah.
something their spin on it, yeah.
Right. And I really feel that I really feel that way about Canon. I feel like they not saying that they topped out or anything. And to be
Mhm,
honest with you, I shot a couple times with Canon. I did not like it. A lot of people love to talk about the color science and things
mhm,
like that. I'm like, yeah, the color's good, but
mhm,
looking at the Sony line, there's a couple things that when I saw the footage and when I
yeah.
saw the color grade on it, I was like, man, look, you can miss me with it. Like, I'll stay over here with Sony.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so serious.
Yeah,
They've never failed me,
Mhm,
never failed
yeah.
me. So
There was a moment there where Canon could really pull the whole color thing, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that it's can't really do that no more. I think it's
I
Sony's
don't
come a
think
long
so,
way,
yeah.
um, and everything's really good. So I was looking up like
Mhm,
what is the next like competitor to this FX2 that from Canon, and I keep seeing this
yeah.
the R6 Mark II. And do you know anything about that, James?
not a ton, I know well, like, the R5 I'm kinda surprised R5 Mark II wasn't in that. Well, never mind, that's way more expensive than what the FX2 is. But, really the difference between the R6 Mark I and Mark II, there's not a ton like the difference between the R5 and Mark II, there's not really much difference.
Yeah,
And honestly, I don't think I would buy the R6 Mark II with video in mind, to be honest.
How
the
many
R6 Mark
megapixels
II.
does the R5 or the R6 actually shoot when I'm talking about photography?
The R6 Mark II, I have it up right here. The one that we were looking at that competes with this FX2
Yeah.
is a 24.2 megapixel full frame camera.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're less megapixels. It does 4K 60 10-bit internal with C-Log. So I don't know if that's a 4K crop though. I don't know.
Right.
Which that if it isn't, then it does have that over. If it's not, then it's identical. It does external 6K ProRes RAW, which is kind of cool. But
Yeah.
that's all I'm really seeing is like highlight features from the
Mhm.
R6 Mark II, and it's actually cheaper than the FX2.
Oh, is it
But
really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
yeah, I think it's let's see, 20. What was it? The how much was the FX2 body only was
26 89
26.99.
or 98.
Yep.
26.98.
It's yeah, so like about $2,700, and then the
Yeah.
R6 Mark II is $2,200. It's actually on sale through B&H for
Wow.
19.99.
Dang.
But
Okay.
I know.
You're talking RF mount.
Mm. Yeah, and
No.
that's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So expensive.
Yeah. But you can always
And
adapt.
see,
And then like they're still
that's the
not
other
like
thing.
Sigma. Sigma's not even making RF lenses, are they?
I thought
Like,
Sigma did. Maybe
did
not.
they?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Or I heard they were. I didn't know if they actually did yet, or like, so I don't know. There's no RF third party. Well, with
Mhm.
Sony,
Well, that's true, yeah, and that's yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's something me and Shalanda were talking about today. It was like Sony, you have Sigma, Sue-Ray,
Mhm.
Yep.
Tamron. You have, I mean, there's
Rokinon.
so many broken on. Yeah,
Canon's almost
Okay.
become like Leica, where it's like a luxury brand almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it kind of is like it's like,
Mhm.
yeah. I don't know, but
Which
like
is
when
sad, but I'm like, "Dang it."
But it's but this is the thing though. This is the thing though, James. They're losing cool though. That's the thing
mm,
that's the thing that
Mhm.
made them what they were before. Oh, I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
Canon. That's cool. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Uh-huh.
They're losing cool now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That it's just like I said, it's just like having an iPhone. Cool
Yeah.
kids have iPhones. It's the cool factor.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? And that's something that when you have that foothold on things, you can make anything, right? And still listen to your customer, but you can make anything and get it off.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah,
not
for
getting that
sure.
off now.
Yeah.
They're not getting it off now, bro.
That's what makes
no,
me wonder how the sales are with, like, the Kin R5 Mark II, because, like I said, I mean, it's like dual memory card slots, I mean, the difference is just so small, and it's like $6,000, and I'm like, "What? What?"
Wow.
Or
Wow.
5,000 or something, but I'm like, "That's
Yeah.
way, 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 way too out left field."
I
yeah,
was I was telling Austin earlier, I said, just think about the market and you look at Sony, Lumix, um, Panasonic's like all of those like they're competing. They're actually good.
Mhm.
But when I I don't look at Canon like, hey, I'm gonna go get me a Canon. I'm gonna shoot on a
Yeah,
Canon.
yeah. No,
I'm
that's
not
yeah,
doing.
100% fair, yeah.
You
Yep.
know what I mean?
yeah.
And even the Nikon mirrorless is coming up. You know, they're making the
True.
adjustment. Hold on, who bought? Did they buy Red or Red bought them?
Nikon bought red.
Mhm.
They,
Yeah,
they're making the proper adjustments.
yeah. Which is
Exactly.
I always thought Canon would have bought red. I always thought Canon
Yeah,
would have bought red.
Yeah,
I thought if that ever
yeah.
were to happen, it would be Canon. And because if I was like, Nikon just blindsided the market with that. I was like,
oh,
what?
for sure.
Nikon was like the
Yeah.
joke in the video world. It was such a
They
joke. Everyone
were.
was like, it was the
Yeah.
potato camera, and then they just buy red. It's like, well, can't make
He
those
said, "What did
jokes
you
no
call it?
more.
The potato camera."
Yeah, there were so
I
many
mean,
memes like,
I have a 70-year-old, uncle great uncle that shoots with Nikon for years, and I'm just kinda always looking at him, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then they go and do this.
usually
Yeah.
pros shoot
So
Nikon been in it for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
so my so when I started, bro, I started with the Nikon D7100. Right?
Mm,
You know, I'm into it. I'm loving it. And I was telling Austin, I said the thing about it was Nikon will always have a place in my heart, right? Because
mhm.
that's where I started. And as
Yeah,
I'm shooting
definitely.
with the Nikon, I'm like, oh yeah, cool. But I saw somebody shooting with an A7 III. It was just a regular Sony A7 III, and I was looking at little bit of the videos, and they had some real sharp lenses, and I'm not really into sharp, right? I want
Mhm.
more character. I want something a little flawed,
Yeah,
more
sure.
cinematic, like right. So I'm looking for that look. But with the A7 III, if you get the right lens, you can get that look. And once I got that look, I was looking at the colors and how vibrant they were and how punchy. I was like, listen, I'm sorry, Nikon, I gotta go. I'm good. And ever since then, I've been Sony. And from that phase saying, hey, I really want to get more into filmmaking, and there's a
Mhm.
certain look that I do want. Um, I was telling Austin too, I fought for a long time trying to research how do I get the look that I want? How do I get from point A to point B? Like, how do I grow in this industry? And I got let go from my job before I got my new job now. So I took my 401k out, man, and I was either going to buy a FX3 or a FX30. Ended up buying the FX30, got the same value. I mean, got some
Yeah.
value for it, and also was able to buy some lenses and some other things. And man, it's been working ever since. And I'm like, look, you can you
Nice.
can stay on. Listen, I tell some, I tell Canon users, you can stay on that side of the river with all of that. Over here, I'm not hearing it. I'm not
Yeah.
hearing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
it's it's
as a
been
shooter, man, I think it's dope.
yeah, the market's been interesting now. It's been flipping and
Yeah.
Mhm.
flopping. Canon,
Yeah.
I wish I could like look back on time and see like what moment did Canon really just slip? Now I'm not saying
Mhm.
they're gone, but I feel like
Absolutely.
Right.
they're
Yeah.
well, what was we were asking ChatGPT today, Shalanda, what was it like, what's the
Yeah.
best we were like just asking very vaguely, what's the
Just
best Canon was
yeah.
showing up low on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
mean, because you
was.
Um,
got Panasonic coming up, you got
yeah,
or I mean,
Yeah.
Lumix and, um,
It took a
yeah. So
blow. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy though? So the first parameters I put in Chat GPT, it had Canon at 4. It had RA1, um, Sony 2, and then it was Black Magic. Yeah, then it was a Black Magic. Then it had what else did it have on it? I think it was 4. Yeah, they had Canon at 4, and it was something below Canon, right?
I
But the
think it
parameters was video quality, right?
oh yeah.
mm,
And then the second
mhm.
parameter that I put in was video quality for indie filmmakers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And they had Canon still at 4, but it was crazy was reversed. Like Ari went to the bottom. Ari went to the bottom and Red. No, they had Canon at 3.
Mm,
Ari went to
It
the
was
bottom.
Black
Then
Magic was top.
it was Red
Yeah.
at 4. And Black Magic was top, and Sony stated too. What it was basically what it was telling us is
okay.
that indie filmmakers are going for the more valuable cameras, the one that brings you the
Mhm.
more value, and then you're staying away from REs and Reds because they don't have the money to get them.
Yeah,
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 Or
like
really.
they
there's
don't they can't get them at that
Ooh.
price point.
yeah, when you think about like a startup or somebody's got, small funding to do a documentary and they don't own a camera investing in
Right.
like a higher end, it doesn't make sense to throw your budget at that. And Black Magic, we'll
Oh,
talk
yeah, no, not
value.
at all. Right.
You're getting it
Right.
with that. I
Right.
was just looking up the R5, James. I forgot like that's what you got, right? The R5, Canon
Mhm.
R5.
Yeah.
Now this one
Mhm.
does the 4K 120 10-bit 8K, right?
That's
It
nice.
does, yeah.
Yeah, which is I keep forgetting it does that. Have you shot much of the 8K on that, James?
I have not shot any of it actually, like, in the 8K.
Yeah.
You're
That shows you
rocking,
how much, you know.
yeah. You're walking around rocking an 8K sensor, and you're not even using it.
Right.
I
That's
always
awesome though.
hear I mean, there was an upgrade, like a firmware upgrade for it that was supposed to fix or because it would overheat, like, pretty
Yeah,
quick if you use the 8K,
Yeah.
but,
They have a new fan for it. They have a new fan.
yes,
I
that's
think
true.
yeah.
Like the
Absolutely. I think
attachment.
they added to another model. I
Mhm.
literally had just saw that like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's on the Mark II, yeah,
Oh,
I think,
okay.
would
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
so
That's what it
they
is.
is it like a fan that attaches to the back? Like Tilta makes them for like some of the Sonys, like my
I think
Z4, or
this
is it
one's
like a
underneath, if I remember
what?
correctly.
Does Canon make it?
Right? Yeah, yeah, Canon does, yeah.
I don't know what they they
I
they
think.
built the problem and built
Right.
and then
Yeah.
like if
Eh,
you knew the
But
solution to the problem, why did you put it in the camera?
Right.
But see, this is James. This is what you got to watch with Austin. This is what's funny about Austin. He said, I heard him. I heard him earlier. He said, "Hey, you got an 8K camera. You got an 8K feature, and you haven't even used it."
What?
Austin. So I'm having my FX30. I'm learning my FX30. There's things that I'm using on it and shooting. He was like, "Hey, use this, and you." I was like, "Gosh, dog, you just pushed 2 buttons and it changed my whole camera."
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, you're not using it at its
Yeah.
full capabilities. Do this, and
Yep.
it'll work."
That's
Yeah,
It's
100%
just
me.
that's what's
all
dope
about.
about Austin.
Oh
He
well,
knows his
thank you,
equipment, man.
thank you. It's a little bit of an obsession, but I'm all about trying to squeeze every last drop of quality out
Yeah,
before
Yep.
you spend money.
yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at this fan now. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure it's an attachment that you can.
well,
I think it's.
I'm
I
looking
think
at
so.
Tilta one. That's why. Where's the Canon one? I'm looking at Canon. But at least they made one. I mean, at least they
True.
made one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's interesting here. But so question is, are we buying the FX2?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty easy.
I mm,
What do what do
I
you what do you what do you think, James or Austin? Yeah, what do y'all think?
we'll ask you first, James. I know you're in a unique position with your cameras, but you
Yeah.
good with
Yeah,
the R5?
so I know at work, our videographers, they shoot with FX3s, and there's
Hmm.
been talks about, getting like B cams for, certain things and or certain projects. And now that this FX2 is out, that might be at work related, we might, gear towards more of that
Right.
role.
Right.
Yeah, especially if you're doing multicam stuff and you're just shooting 24p, like
Yeah.
you would save so much. You could buy, I mean, the price of 3 FX3s and the price of 3 FX2s is going to be
Hmm.
significantly different. I don't know what that comes out to. That's probably like almost $2,000, right? That you'd save something ish
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah,
buy
I
a
think
lot.
so. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like I want something small because now that I have 2 FX6s and the Komodo is small, but it's not super like um it is travel friendly, but it's not like
Mm.
if I go to say I vacation, I want to take it to the beach. I don't really want to carry that thing around. It
Right.
gets big with the lenses and adapters, and I need a
Right.
monitor or something. I don't need
Hmm.
the monitor, I guess. But yeah, it's just trying to think of like what's that small camera I kind of want to carry around. I would like to sell my A7 IV for this. I would like to. I don't know if I am, but I think I'd like that to
Hmm.
replace my A7 IV. So
So
I don't
listen,
know if that's like
who's ever watching, make him a deal. Make him a
yeah.
deal.
Make
So
me a
he'll
deal
have
when you
he'll
introduce
have
them.
the Sony
Yeah.
Cinema line.
Well, the question would be more for Caitlin because she
Right.
uses it for
Oh
photos a lot.
yeah,
She
she
has
use
her
it.
R,
Yeah.
but I would.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot. We were talking about selling my A7 IV. It's our A7 IV. Our A7
He
IV.
said it's ours.
Well, it was mine, but she's been using it a whole lot more, and I have not
Right.
with the second FX6. So, um,
Right.
I think going with like an A7R4 or they on the 5 is probably what we'll do, which is I think it's similar
Yeah.
to your Canon, James. The R5. I think they're on the R5. I'm trying to remember.
Wait,
R5
they have a Mark V of that out?
V
Or
is
you
it
talking?
V5?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have yeah.
Really? I
Mhm.
guess wow.
Yeah, I
I
Yeah.
forgot
spaced
it
that
because
See
one.
that's
see what we're saying? Like you see how Sony like they're constantly saying, okay, here, we're
Yep.
gonna give you value, we're gonna give you bang for your buck. Cool. When you love that and we have a segment that loves that, guess what? We have a segment for you too over here that don't have that. We'll just improve on it. You see what I'm saying? And keep
yeah.
moving.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's like
and
almost every 3 years they're dropping something new.
there was a moment it was like every quarter.
I
You remember
know
that,
it.
James?
See,
It was like
yeah,
Yeah.
a
every quarter
couple
they were
times a
dropping
year.
something.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
A7R, I mean, it's 30. It's less expensive than I thought. It's $38.99. So it's about the price of the FX3,
Hmm.
Right.
and it's it has an 8K. It'll do 8K 24, and it is 4K 60. I don't think it's cropped. 61 megapixels photo. Pretty
Yeah, I was
crazy.
gonna say much more hybrid. Yeah.
And it has
Right.
the AI,
Crazy.
all the AI autofocus we were just talking about. It has all that. So like, it's
I,
pretty
I
cool.
want
Like,
that.
yeah, it looks like it does an amazing job. So like that would do a lot of what I'm looking for. It is the classic Sony body, which I'm not a huge fan of, but
Yeah.
it'd be a great camera to use. I mean, I want to play with 8K. I don't know how much I'd use it, but like
Just
professionally,
want to
but
check it out. You just want to see it.
yeah, and
Right.
let's see, is it? I think 6K is that sweet spot. Like 6K,
Mm.
it gives you a little bit to
Yeah.
crop in, keep your 4K resolution. It's not huge. I don't know. That's why I was curious to ask you about, James, if you use the 8K on your R5, how massive those
Yeah,
files
shoot,
are.
we'll have to go out and use it this summer because
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd like
like
to
you
try
Right.
it
said.
because
Oh,
because that's the big thing I hear is like, well, their file size isn't even worth it. Are you
Right.
using it? I don't know. I guess like if you do, imagine shooting like a super wide angle, 8K, how much you could punch in and reuse.
Good Lord.
It'll
Yeah,
you could probably look like you had 4 cameras in a set.
that'd be
That'd be
serious.
cool. It would be.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'll get that A7 II. I mean, I'll say A7 II, but the FX2 just for a B cam, or use
yeah,
my FX30 for the B cam for the
FX3. Yeah.
podcast.
I think it'd be great
Yeah,
for you,
man.
especially where you're coming from the FX30 there, and you were looking at getting a B
Yeah,
cam, and you were looking
Mhm.
at the
yeah.
FX3. It's like this does everything you were looking for out of the FX3 for less the price.
I
You
was
don't,
just saying that, James. I was saying I think I'm gonna go get a 3, and I'm like, then he comes in. He comes in. It's like, hey, did you know that they were bringing out an FX2? And I was like, what? We looked at it today. I was like, oh yeah, this is
yeah,
serious. This makes me
yeah,
rethink everything.
Yep.
yeah, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Yeah.
I liked hearing your perspective because there's a lot of people on the internet saying like it's nothing new, it's nothing new. Well, it is from the right angle to some people, and that's
Yeah.
absolutely,
it.
The right person.
And
Yeah.
absolutely.
mhm. Yeah, I
So
think that with the XLR handle is such a great deal too.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. Like, what are we at? $3,000 for the whole thing?
I
With the
think it was like,
XLR handle.
yeah, I was just around. I have it
Come
up
on,
right here.
man.
Yeah, 3,100.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and that is 2 XLRs, right? 2 inputs, I believe on that.
I
Yeah,
think it
2
was. Yeah.
Yes,
XLR
two
inputs.
XLRs straight in. Especially, like I said, I do my podcast is more interview style right there on the set. Man, oh my gosh, I can plug right in.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be
I won't have
awesome for
to.
you to be able to plug right into that. Also, it has a
Yeah,
shotgun mount. If you have a shotgun mic holder for it too, like it'll hold the
yeah,
shotgun mic right on
Yeah.
top. That's pretty cool.
my gosh, man. There's a couple of pieces in my podcast I will be eliminating if I buy that whole rig.
Yeah, they built it just for you, Shalane.
Nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Well,
Read the
Yeah,
fine
it's
print. Your
awesome.
name will be in there.
Right.
I think we'll wrap up here. I gotta get off
Yeah.
here as much as I want to sit here and talk cameras. This is fun. Shalandon, while
Yeah.
you're here, do you want to plug the podcast you're just talking about?
Yes. Which one? We have two. Do you want
Okay,
to do the
whatever you
work
want.
one or should I? Okay, yeah. So Social Remedy TV. We're coming back live. We had last season last year. So we're coming back on Juneteenth weekend, which is June 21st. We'll be launching a live show. So live audience, everything. So you can go to Social Remedy
Nice.
TV. It's a faith-based podcast. Man, we talk about certain issues in the faith community and things like that, and we actually talk about solutions. So you can just go to Social Remedy TV on YouTube, check it out. Austin has helped me shoot a couple of those, the ones that looks amazing. Austin is responsible for those. So yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So I appreciate everything, man. I even appreciate you bringing me on just to talk,
Oh
man. Just
no,
talk
thank you.
cameras. It's
This is
cool.
fun. We should do this more
Nice
often.
meeting James too as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
you too, man.
we all
Yeah,
gotta get do something in person. Some
yeah, for
coffee and
food.
food. Shalandon did
I
Yeah,
was
last
gonna
time,
say, yeah,
so
we're me and Shalandon
I
aren't too
live.
far away from each other, so
Yeah, I live around the corner, man.
yep.
I'll ask Austin to give you my number. Just have
Yeah,
Austin send
yeah.
you my number,
definitely.
man. You
Oh,
text me, whatnot. Yep,
um,
I'm right around the corner, bro.
yeah.
Cool.
Before we get off here, I have to say shout out to KD. He's back. He was on the stream last time. Oh, we're
What
about to
up,
hop off
KD?
here. What up? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why this isn't straight every time. So, yeah, what's up, KD? We're about to hop off here though. So, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again. James, do you want to plug any? I know you got some projects that you got going on. You have your own podcast that I don't know if you want to say anything about that now, if it's going yet. And then you have
It's
some
not
Instagram
yet.
channels.
I'm
Okay.
bad shooting right now, so once I get a couple out, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So stay tuned
That's
for
the
that.
thing. Smart man, smart man.
All righty. Well, this was a lot of fun. We will do this again soon. I will see
Yeah.
you guys all later.
See you guys.
Peace.
See ya.